Duane, does it feel like this team is sort of kind of figuring out its identity these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I think we found ways to win in different types of ways. Getting a pretty decisive win at home against a good football team. And then going on the road into a tough environment. And we went on the road 3 weeks ago, and then going on the road this past week against a very good team. Defense dominated all day. Offense kind of slow out the gate, and then finding our footing in the second half. So just finding different ways to win, but pulling it out, and towards the end. I think just a lot of resiliency, a lot of talent, playing with a lot of confidence.
Duane, you've been around Robert in different roles, as obviously as assistant and now as a head coach. Can you talk about his role in cultivating the confidence of this young team in the room here, and as it's kind of snowballing for you guys?
Yeah, I think just his character, the kind of energy he brings to his message. It's just all about giving everything you have, and I think guys have bought into that. From the practices to just preparation up to the games, and then just the energy level that we play with. Everyone wants to play hard for him, and go out and give our best effort, and even when things aren't looking the greatest, just finding ways to work through the peaks and valleys of the game, keeping our confidence level high and staying true to the details, I think is what's shown up a lot for us.
There seemed to be a pretty distinct message after the game yesterday to obviously celebrate and enjoy what you guys did, but to try to kind of steer everybody's focus, pretty quickly to Denver and whatnot. So that maybe the young guys don't get too caught up in it all. Is that what you gathered from his message? Yeah.
And I think that started last week, with the way we won, a really, really big margin. He said after the game, to make it feel normal, it's not easy to win in this league. And I think everyone knows that. Being able to string off 3 in a row is even tougher, so you want to enjoy that and appreciate it for what it is, but also understand that each week's going to bring us new challenges, and no one cares about what you've done weeks before, and you have to switch your preparation, switch your focus, and understand the challenge we have ahead. I think guys here have a good understanding of that. After the game, there was a big celebratory feeling, but it kind of sombered out pretty quickly, as everyone was just like, okay, we won. That's great. Now just get another one.
Duane, what have these 2 weeks been like for you? I mean, I don't know if you heard or saw Mike LaFleur just praise you for your selflessness, not having surgery and everything like that, to be a part of this and to be doing it the way you're doing it. What did it mean to you?
It means everything, and I'm grateful for his words. I'm grateful for Salah's words. I've been able to play for a long time in this league, and I say I pride myself on, being able to be out there with the guys. And if I felt like I had a chance to be myself, and compensate, for whatever I had to, I was going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's been great. I'm trying to just continue to get better. I haven't been as great as I'd like to be. But, I got a lot of room for improvement, but I'm pleased with the way I've been able to contribute, and to be able to improve after 2 wins is a great feeling, So I'm happy to be out there, man. I'm having a lot of fun. In years past, I've kind of been just kind of uptight, just, kind of my game and critical of my game. But this year, I think I'm enjoying the journey a lot more, just because when you start off with that kind of adversity, you just take things, you're just a little bit more grateful, and you don't take things for granted as much.
Were you ever close to shutting it down?
When everything kind of first happened, I weighed my options, and didn't quite know what the next couple of weeks are going to feel like physically. So it was a thought, but it passed by pretty quickly.
How have you felt physically, Duane, these last couple of weeks?
I felt pretty good. Like I said, my technique and just getting everything in that aspect down is the biggest thing I want to work on. Just continue to hone in on my technique. My 3rd game in now, continuing to get a feel for the offense, different play calls, defensive adjustments, and things like that. Just trying to pick up those things. But physically, as far as my body, I've been feeling pretty good.
Robert said last week that in terms of practicing, they're kind of going to have to manage you all year. What do you feel like you need to at this point in your career, what do you need to get out of practice? Are you okay with what you did last week where I think you were down Wednesday and then limited the rest of the week?
Yeah. I think physically my health is the most important thing, and feeling, healthy enough to be out there Sunday is most important. But close second is just technique and being able to see things. There's not too much I haven't seen, from defenses and what to expect. I've played just about every defense there is and kind of got a feel for it. But technique-wise, it's something that you can never work enough of. So we have a plan in place to make sure I'm getting that in without hindering anything or having any kind of setbacks going into Sunday.
How would you describe this young group that you're playing with?
The team or itself or the O-line?
The team itself, because you're talking about how much fun you're having. I wanted to know what you thought about the guys in the room. Yeah.
Coming into this team, I thought it was a very talented roster. You know what I mean? And I said that a couple times. From every position, it's loaded with a lot of talent. So watching how they practice early on, it was a lot of energy, really physical group, and then just seeing from the first couple of games how everyone kind of matured, and kind of came into their own. Again, we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of young players that are producing early, playing at high level. We have great veteran leadership. It's a great mixer, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of fun being had. Like I said, I think after the first couple of games, you kind of see the energy levels raise. When someone makes a big play, everyone's rallying around and everyone's feeding off of that. I think there was no bigger example of that last week, where we had an offensive touchdown, defense goes out there, get 3 and out, you get a block punt for a touchdown. And I think just seeing the energy, from the team and everyone just being so hyped up, you know what I mean? It's a great feeling. And I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I know you've been asked a lot of questions about Breece Hall, but what did you think about that touchdown run? Because obviously it was designed to go somewhere else.
Man, it was just like a frozen moment in time, man. Like, because, we practiced that play and you draw it up how you expect it to be. And then the defense everyone kind of read it immediately. And he's a playmaker, you know what I mean? And he saw opening, and that was all she wrote. So I was just standing there, like, looking around, making sure everything was okay, and looking for no flags. Okay, that just happened. Then I run down to go celebrate. I mean, he's a special player. He has a lot of confidence. Every week he looks to go out and makes those kind of plays. He expects that, and we've come to expect that from him as well. So great player to have on our team.
How much do you appreciate what's going on both sides of the line of scrimmage in terms of you guys setting the tone up front on the offensive line, and then that defensive line getting after people?
Yeah, I'm very proud of our group on the O-line. We have a lot of young players that have moved positions. We talked a lot about ABT and what he's been able to accomplish. Gov, at the center spot, dominating and keeping us in check on everything we need to see from the defense. Lakin, who's played a lot of great football at a high level and continues to here. And then Nate Herbert, who stepped in, and done a phenomenal job the last couple of weeks, and just adding another level of intensity to the O-line. It's been amazing. You know what I mean? And our defense, one of the best in the league. Yeah, I saw that in practice. You know what I mean? When I came here to practice against them, I was like, all right, they're going to be hell to deal with. And I think Quinnen, I mean, I don't know if anyone in the interior is playing as well as he is right now. You know what I mean? Across the board, man, from, Rankins to JFM and, Carl, it's a great group to watch. They have a lot of depth. I said that when I got here, the depth on our D-line is unreal. When those guys sub in, you don't really miss a beat, so it's a great thing to have. I said we struggled a little bit early on last week, but to have the D-line get after Rodgers the way they did, made life easier for us.
Duane, you mentioned Nate. He's a pretty quiet guy, it seems like, but he there's a switch that flips during the game for him, right? Can you describe that, that kind of unassuming guy with his head down in the locker room, so to speak, and then what happens on the football field for him?
He's a great personality, man. He's quiet. I think the people that he don't know that well, he's a funny guy, to us. He's very lot of jokes and lighthearted. But when he plays with a nasty demeanor. He gets under people's skin. You know, he's the king of the pancake blocks, I think, in our room right now. And I love him, man. You know, no matter what's happening, he's having a lot of fun out there. You know, I said he keeps the defenses looking out for him. So he's been great.
Duane, you were talking about energy just before, and you've been around a lot of winning teams over the years throughout your career. People talk about a vibe, you know, and a vibe changing and an attitude changing. Is that something that's tangible to you? Do you feel that? And what is that here?
Yeah, I do feel that. And I said, you know, to a number of people when I got here, you know, the talent is here. You know what I mean? And no one ever knows what the season is going to hold for you. But to be able to assemble the amount of talent is a start. The next thing is just the mentality that you play with week in and week out, no matter if you're the favorite, no matter if you're the underdog, no matter if, you know, you have everyone rooting for you or you have the world against you. The mentality that you're going to go out and play well, play at a high level, and do it for 60 minutes. That's everything. And I think we have that right now. You know what I mean? Like I said before, we have a lot of guys here that don't care about what's been said in the past about this organization. We're here to write our own story. And so far, it's been a pretty good one. We're just trying to take it one week at a time.